Hey guys, this is Adam from Akshon Esports, and today I'm joined by San Francisco Shock coach Harsha. Harsha, how you doing?
Doing well. Yeah, nice to be here after a 4-0.
Yeah, man, absolutely. How you feeling after that match?
Pretty good. It's disappointing that we couldn't really make playoffs or squeeze into stage playoffs, but a lot had to go our way. So, still feeling pretty good about like going over 500 this stage.
Definitely. There's a lot to be proud of. So to start, we're going to be just kind of talking a little bit about your role with Shock. Can you tell me a little bit about what your specific role is on the Shock staff and what your job consists of day to day?
So for the most part, I'm doing a lot of like watching our opponents' VODs. Me, Junk, and Brad are the staff, the coaching staff. And so Junkbug does a lot of coming up with our own strategies. Him and Brad work on that a lot. And then I work with Junkbug on kind of doing like, I guess, counter strategies, you'd say. And we basically work from there. So we have everything covered.
Right on. So in addition to coaching with the Shock, you make frequent appearances on Oversight with Monte Cristo and Thorin, as well as produce your own content here and there. And now World Cup is in consideration. How are you able to wear so many hats at once?
I mean, I guess I don't really necessarily do it all at once because I've been really lax with posting YouTube videos and stuff like that recently. But I think like coming into the scene, I just kind of wanted to try doing a bit of everything. And it turned out I like doing like a bit of everything, so that's kind of why I've been doing that, I guess, so far.
Fair enough. So tell me a little bit about your bid for World Cup. What do you think you would bring to the team that others wouldn't, apart from your mad handshaking skills?
Well, I mean, I personally feel like I have a really good eye in terms of building teams and knowing kind of the talent in the space. And also I've been, watching just a ton of Overwatch so far. So like, it's kind of, I guess in a sense, I think it'd be like a nice place to prove myself in both building the team and then coming up with strategies and stuff like that. I'd really like to test myself in that sense.
Excellent. So I think with Overwatch League having started and seeing just such a high level of competition from all the Western players throughout the Overwatch League, people are more excited than ever to see Team USA in the Overwatch League. In the World Cup, rather. What do you think Team USA's potential is going to be this year as far as like the standings?
I think Team USA could absolutely win everything. I think last year they were probably the second best team in the entire tournament, but they got an unlucky draw and ended up playing South Korea at the beginning. And even then, that was a really close match, right? So I think that, with the proper coaching, the proper like team being built, I think they could definitely win the entire tournament this year.
Outside of South Korea, who do you think Team USA's biggest competition is going to be?
Tough to say because I think a lot changed since the past, but I think Team Sweden has always been a team that does really well at the World Cup. I think Team Russia could do really well. Canada also, depending on who they pick. And I think lastly, France, although a lot of the talent has been in like contenders, but we've seen people like Poco stand out. We still have AKM, Unko, soon all in Overwatch League. So I think France also is definitely a really good contender for World Cup.
So Team USA has a lot of potential players that have played together within the Overwatch League. What kind of advantage do you think this will give you, Team USA, going into the World Cup, whereas all these other teams are going to be kind of patched together from various teams?
So I think you could also say that there are two teams in Overwatch League that basically you could just bring a lot of these members onto the World Cup team, and it would be like a really great team. I think that probably my team, Shock, and then also Outlaws are the two teams that you would say have like all the contenders for World Cup outside of like some few people. I think that the synergy means a lot because we've built 6 months, maybe even more, of synergy just playing together, knowing each other's voices, being friends outside of the game also. So I think that would put Team USA on another level for sure, like compared to all the other teams, bar maybe like South Korea.
All right, right on. So in addition to your other projects, you're also now a full-time meme, essentially infecting Twitter with the milk first debate regarding cereal. How do you feel about becoming a meme lately?
I didn't even realize that putting your milk in first wasn't normal until like a year or two ago. And so because like my team was arguing about it, the content group asked me, instead of like the normal Tuesday tip content, do you want to do something with cereal? And I was like, guys, I have to warn you, I actually do it differently to most people. And they're like, yeah, that's funny still. So we just went along with it.
Right on. So how has the meme worthiness of your Twitter affected fan engagement with the Shock community?
I mean, it's cool. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I just look at it for fun, but definitely, like, it's cool seeing people reach out on Twitter and, you know, show their support and stuff like that. And I know all the Shock fans were like spamming my emote, so that was kind of funny. But just seeing like people engage like that it's pretty cool. I think definitely the players really love seeing their fans being so engaged with the community.
Just make sure you use your newfound meme powers wisely, okay?
We'll try to do so.
All right. In all seriousness, though, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Shock's recent results. As the team's results have improved lately, what's the one thing you've noticed changed the most since the beginning of the season until now?
So something Dante actually said on when he went on Oversight was that he felt like the season, now that we're winning, feels like it's moving a lot faster. I kind of tend to agree with that. Like during those periods where we were losing, we always had all these issues we came into the next day trying to address, and you know, if you weren't able to sufficiently address them, you know, it felt really bad. But now that I think we're like a top half of the table team in terms of skill and you know, strategy and everything like that. So I think practice has become a lot more fun. Watching the match is obviously much more fun, and you know, coming out with wins just makes everything feel better.
Definitely. So when you go to work each day, what is your approach to working with the team? What's your main goal each day, and does it shift or more or less stay consistent?
So sometimes it shifts. A lot of the time when I'm coming in, I'm actually like reviewing the strategies of our opponents and making sure what, you know, we have sound strategies to counteract that, or we have answers to everything that they're going to bring out and stuff like that. So that's generally my day-to-day, unless it's like, let's say before a match, and then I'm going to just watch our own team, make sure everything we're doing is sound. So that's pretty much the day-to-day. It only shifts really on match day, I would say.
So since grabbing up Architect, Shock has a whopping 5 DPS players. So what kind of specialization options does this open up for you? And what are some of the challenges that you face trying to manage so many players in one role?
So I guess the bigger question is, what's the meta even going to look like next stage when we have, we don't even know what the DPS will be. I've seen some contenders teams actually running their DPS on Zenyatta. So I guess you never really know. But right now, like the balance that we found was, first of all, Architect has a really good Widowmaker and he has a really good Genji, right? So I think that's a really valuable asset in itself, in the sense that most players in this league either play one or the other if you're a DPS, and being able to flex between those two lets your Tracer specialize. And the other thing is, so right there, you could already see like an argument for putting Architect and Sinatra in permanently, but we also have Dante, who's like first of all, he's a really good Tracer who has improved massively, and he also has a really good Junkrat and a really good Sombra. So basically, depending on the map, we kind of figured we'd play the right combination. A lot of the maps are Widowmaker-centric or Genji-centric, and so Architect ended up starting pretty much, I think, almost every map outside of a few at the very beginning. And then we have Dante in for maps where we're going to swap off the Tracer to Sombra or to Junkrat, and then Sinatra plays the permanent Tracer role. And I guess we saw like the Zarya, but that's pretty much it. We're keeping him on Tracer a lot at this stage.
So San Francisco is looking stronger than ever, and now Stage 4 playoffs looks like it might be very realistically on the table. What would you say are the biggest challenges your team faces going into next stage, and what can you do to make playoffs a reality?
So definitely, I think that we just need to keep going with the current trajectory, rather. I think we started off this stage 2 and 2, but like 1 and 2, I guess. So we started off with 2 of our 4 wins already, or 2 of our 4 losses already, rather. I think we just need to kind of enter with a strong grasp of like the meta, make sure we're not throwing away free matches earlier on in the stage, and then go from there. I think we can definitely be a really good team come stage 4, and like, I mean, we have all the talent we need. We also have Choi Hyobin coming in, so like we're just going to be retooled for stage 4 and ready to make a splash in the playoffs.
Glad to hear it, man. So I saved the most important, hardest hitting question for last. What would you say is the cereal that most benefits from having the milk poured in first?
I think, so bear with me here. I think that it doesn't really matter for most cereal, but I think that like stuff like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Honey Bunches of Oats, those are like the flakier cereals, so that means they get soggy faster, I think. I think those definitely benefit more when you put the milk in first and then the cereal on top.
You got to watch out for those soggy logistics, you know. All right. Hey, Harsha, thank you so much for meeting with me, man. I really appreciate it, and good luck next stage to you guys.
Thanks for having me.
As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and share this video as it really helps us out a lot. And if you want to stay up to date with all of our latest releases, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay notified. Otherwise, this has been Darren from Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one.